Picture this, a nail-biting clash under pouring rain, where a single kick decides the fate of a conference battle between two powerhouse teams. On November 8, 2025, the number 6 Oregon Ducks edged out the Iowa Hawkeyes with an 18-16 victory in Iowa City, thanks to a dramatic last-second field goal that had everyone holding their breath. But here's where it gets interesting. Did the Hawkeyes' aggressive play calling set them up for the loss, or was it just one of those cruel twists football loves to throw? Let's dive deeper into this gripping game recap, exploring every twist and turn to understand how a slugfest turned into a field goal fiesta. Starting from the thrilling conclusion, Oregon's Atticus Sappington nailed a 39-yard field goal as the clock ticked down to just 3 seconds, securing the win for his team. This hero moment was set up by quarterback Dante Moore, who orchestrated a 10-play, 54-yard drive that brought the Ducks into scoring position. Moore's connection with receiver Malik Benson for a 24-yard gain was the pivotal play, positioning Oregon, now 8-1 overall, 5-1 in the Big Ten, and ranked number 9 in the CFP, perfectly for Sappington's clutch effort. Sappington, reflecting on the pressure, shared his mindset, "That moment was made for me. I truly believe that." For beginners in football, think of a field goal as a way to score 3 points by kicking the ball through the uprights, like a high-stakes golf shot in the middle of a battlefield. This was Sappington's third successful kick of the day on a muddy, slippery turf. Earlier, he booted a 46-yarder at halftime to give Oregon a 12-7 lead, and a 44-yarder late in the third quarter pushed the score to 15-7. When you have two pretty big-time field goals to change the game early on, obviously your confidence is high, Sappington explained. For me, it was just like, focus on the kick. Breathe. Teammates were equally pumped. Running back Noah Whittington admitted he was praying before the final kick and hesitated to watch, until Moore urged him to. "Winte told me that, I thought, why wouldn't I watch?" Whittington recalled. "I've seen him make those kinds of kicks all of the time." Oregon's head coach Dan Lanning praised his team's composure. "I was just proud of the way we handled the moment. I had guys coming up to me during the game saying, 'Coach, breathe.' That was what I had been telling them all week. And for them to be able to come up and say the same thing to me, it just tells you they believed in what we were doing." On the other side, Iowa's quarterback Mark Gronowski powered in for a 3-yard touchdown run, capping a 12-play, 93-yard drive that put the Hawkeyes, 6-3, 4-2, number 20 CFP, ahead 16-15 with under 2 minutes left. They opted for a 2-point conversion attempt, but Gronowski's pass fell incomplete. And this is the part most people miss: what if that conversion had succeeded? Would the Ducks have had time to mount a comeback, or was it a bold gamble that backfired? It's these split-second decisions that often define games. Moore struggled overall, completing 5 passes for 47 yards on the game-winning drive amidst a tough day for Oregon's offense. He ended with just 112 passing yards and an interception. But the Ducks' ground game shone brightly, with Whittington rushing for 118 yards. This helped Oregon extend their road winning streak to 11 games, the longest in FBS history. They amassed 261 rushing yards against Iowa's defense, which ranks 10th nationally and usually allows only 83.9 yards per game on the ground. "We went into the game knowing we could win in the trenches," Whittington said. "All week, we said we could run in the trenches. And we ran in the trenches." For those new to the sport, running in the trenches means dominating the line of scrimmage, where offensive and defensive linemen clash to create holes for runners like Whittington. This game between two elite defenses, Oregon allowing 13.5 points per game, 6th best, and Iowa allowing 12.4, 4th, was as low-scoring as expected. Oregon scored first with a 19-yard touchdown run by Dare Hill Jr. in the second quarter, and they also got a safety when Iowa's punter Reese Dakin was penalized for an illegal kick after a mishandled snap near the end zone. Iowa responded with Gronowski's 3-yard touchdown pass to DJ Vonham in the second quarter and a 58-yard field goal by Drew Stevens in the fourth, tying the program's record for longest kick. Oregon dominated the stats, outgaining Iowa 373 yards to 278, with their most productive drive saving the day against a stout Hawkeye defense. Iowa, however, controlled time of possession by nearly 7 minutes and had won 21 of their last November 23 games. Their CFP playoff hopes took a hit. Sometimes that's football, Iowa coach Kirk Ferentz sighed. When you play a team like Oregon, you've got to be right there. There's nothing easy. This was a game we were hoping it could be. And we couldn't get it done. Looking ahead, Oregon hosts Minnesota this Friday, while Iowa travels to Southern California next Saturday. But here's where it gets controversial. Was Iowa's decision to go for 2 after their touchdown a risky call that cost them the game, or a smart move against Oregon's defense that simply didn't connect? Some might argue it showed guts, while others could see it as overconfidence. What do you think? Should coaches play it safe in tight games, or always go for the throat? And does this loss prove Oregon's resilience, or highlight Iowa's potential weaknesses? Share your opinions in the comments below. I'd love to hear if you agree or disagree. Stay tuned for poll alerts and updates on the AP Top 25 throughout the season. Sign up here and here, AP News mobile app. AP College Football, https://apnews.com/hub/ap-top-25-college-football-poll and https://apnews.com/college-football. Copyright 2025 Stats LLC and Associated Press. Any commercial use or distribution without the express written consent of Stats LLC and Associated Press is strictly prohibited.